Robert Hamer was an American musician, singer, and songwriter who died recently at the age of 69. He was best known for performing in the two-man band Barnes as his stage persona, Artie Barnes, alongside actor and musician Bill "Mummy" Barnes. Barnes are famous for their 1978 novelty song Fish Heads, which was Dr. Demento's most requested song of all time. Hamer became friends with Mummy in 1965 at his school's Halloween Carnival Day. They started making music together in 1970 and formed Barnes and Barnes in 1978. Hamer also collaborated with the band America as a keyboardist and arranger. He also worked as an actor, writer, and composer for various films and TV shows. We could not find much information about Hamer's personal life, but he was married to a woman named Lisa Hamer, but we don't know if they had any children or any other relatives. He died after a long illness at the age of 69. Judith Heumann was an American disability rights activist who died recently at the age of 75. She was recognized internationally as a leader in the disability community and a lifelong civil rights advocate for people with disabilities. Heumann was one of the organizers of 504 sit-in, a 1977 protest that lasted 28 days and led to the implementation of Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. That act prohibited discrimination against people with disabilities by federally funded programs. She contracted polio at the age of 18 months and used a wheelchair for most of her life. She faced discrimination and exclusion from public schools and other institutions because of her disability. She sued the New York City Board of Education for denying her a teaching license and won. She became the first wheelchair user to teach in New York City public schools. Heumann also served in various government positions such as Assistant Secretary for the Special Education and Rehabilitative Service under President Bill Clinton's Special Advisor on Disability Rights. Heumann was married to George Pineda, an architect who also had a disability. They met at a conference in Mexico City in 1980 and married in 1982. They had no children but had many friends and colleagues who admired their work and love. Heumann died peacefully at her home on March 4, 2023 after a brief illness. Michael Rhodes was a bassist and session musician who died recently at the age of 69. He was widely admired and in demand for his versatile and expressive playing style. He was inducted into the Musicians Hall of Fame in 2019. Rhodes played with a who's who of great artists such as Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, Vince Gill, and Taylor Swift. He was known for his ability to adapt to different genres and styles of music, from country to blues to pop to rock. Rhodes was born in Monroe, Louisiana on November 7, 1953. He started playing guitar at the age of 5 and switched to bass at the age of 13. He moved to Nashville in 1976 and quickly became one of the most sought-after session musicians in town. He also toured with various artists and bands over the years. He was a member of Joe Bonamessa's band since 2015. Rhodes was married to Lori Rhodes, a singer-songwriter who also performed with him on some occasions. They had 2 children together, Michael Jr., a drummer, and Rachel Rhodes, a singer. Rhodes died peacefully at his home in Nashville on March 4th after a short battle with cancer. Glenn Michael Rocket was a record producer and engineer who died recently at the age of 72. He was better known as Spot and he styled his name SPT using all capital letters and adding a dot inside the O. He was best known for being the house producer and engineer for the influential independent punk record label SST Records. Spot worked with many iconic punk bands such as Black Flag, Minutemen, Meat Puppets, Descendants, Misfits, and others. He helped shape the sound and aesthetic of hardcore punk and alternative rock in the 1980s. Spot was born on July 1st, 1951 in Los Angeles, California. He grew up listening to jazz, blues, and rock music. He started playing guitar at an early age and joined several bands in his teens. He also developed interest in photography and filmmaking. He moved to Texas in 1976 and became involved with SST Records through his friend Joe Carducci. He moved back to California in 1980 and continued working with SST until 1985. He then relocated to Austin, Texas, where he worked with other artists artists such as Daniel Johnson, The Revivers, True Believers, and others. Spot never married or had any children. He died peacefully at his home on March 4th after a long illness.